on Shaw and Get Good off for a bit. As I hope. Oh, bumna. Coin claps, or are they after the Odyssey? Coin claps? Coin claps? Ah, I see. I know you might be a bit tired of clapping, but I don't want to make your life too easy, so I want you to flip a coin. Heads you clap, tails you don't. The choice is up to chance. Sure. Where's my coin? There it is. Alright. Ah, fuck! My little music box. No! There we go. I got it. Salvaged. Alright, let's see what we get. I got tails. What is tails? Tails you don't clap. I think I'm good. I think I'm good, unless you need to see it. I would not lie though, so I can do it on screen if you want to. It's up to you, Olive. Do you trust the bald man? Do you trust him with his secrets? The Cali coin, which is again a Bitcoin, which I think is so funny. It's so goofy. I believe you. Wow, this is beautiful. Trust is a beautiful thing. All right. Well, thank you so much, Olive, for 60 days of Cal. Here's to another 60. And then imagine I'm clapping right now. All right, we're gonna get right into the reading here because we've got lots to do today. So I am going to just get ready to begin here. You know, let me get the music started. This chapter doesn't look like it's too long. I think it's about as long as the others. Yes, we did. Okay, so we're on book 14. A Loyal Slave. Before you begin, never mind, you're spared. Oh, okay. Wait, my very special good mornings to Elite. Well, John, on being the first in stream today, good morning. Alibaba, good morning. Avery, good morning. Olive, good morning. Tosca, good morning. Gatorade, Jello. Devin, good morning. And Sammy, good morning. I believe that's everyone. I was at 184. I thought I was going to get 185. I'll kill you, actually. Are you really that close to 200? I'm going to walk into the ocean. I know I said that I was going to do that last time, but now I mean it for real. All right. I'm going to now read this. See, look, I'm looking at the book. I can't talk to you guys anymore because I'm looking at the book. All right. The Odyssey, Book 14, A Loyal Slave, read by Calicarungus. Leaving the bay, he hiked the rugged path through the woodland and across the cliffs. Athena had shown him where to go to find the swineherd. Of all those in Odysseus's household, this noble slave cared most about preserving the master's property. Odysseus found him as he was sitting out on his porch. His yard was high and visible for miles, of fieldstones topped with twigs of thorny pear. He built it in the absence of his master, with no help from Laertes or the mistress. Around the yard he set a ring of stakes, of wood with bark stripped off. Inside the yard he made 12 sties all next to one another for breeding sows, with 50 in each one. The boars slept outside. There were fewer of them because the suitors kept on eating them. The swineherd let them have the fattest boars, just 360 still remained. Their captain kept 4 fierce, half-wild dogs to guard the gate. Now he was cutting oxhide to make himself some sandals. Of his men, 3 herded up the pigs and ran around in all directions. He had sent the 4th to town to take a pig to those proud suitors. He had no choice. He had to satisfy their cravings for fresh meat. Then suddenly the guard dog saw Odysseus and rushed toward him with loud barks. He kept his head and sank down to the ground and dropped his stick. They would have hurt him terribly and shamed him on his own property. But acting fast, the swineherd dropped his leather work and rushed to chase the dogs away. He yelled at them and pelted them with stones to make them scatter. And then he told his master, "My dogs almost ripped you apart, old man. You would have brought me shame when the gods are hurting me already. I'm in mourning for my absent master raising his pigs for other men to eat. My lord is lost and maybe even hungry in lands where the people speak in foreign tongue, if he's even still alive, still seeing the sunlight. Well, now follow me, old man. Fill up on food and wine, and tell me where you're from and the troubles you have borne. The noble swineherd heaped up cushy brushwood and spread a furry goatskin over it, his own bed blanket thick and warm. Odysseus sat down and was delighted at this welcome. Oh. You don't gotta clap and internalize that in 2 weeks you have to play the dinosaur with double D's? Damn it, God, Dungus. Fuck. God, am I really gonna have to play the dinosaur with double D's? Fuck. God, I keep forgetting that. Hold on. Oh, God. Oh, look, it's on sale right now. Oh, my God. Shut up, you. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I forgot that. Oh, my God. Oh, man. Why is Omni-Man there? All right. Well, I guess I'll just buy it now while it's on sale if I'm gonna have to play it. I mean, it's less than $5, so it's within the tax bracket that I said people can request. So, making sure that that is 100% your actual request, then I will purchase this game now. Absolutely? Alright. Game purchased. My life is now worse. I now have the dinosaur with double D's. It is mine. I own it as much as anyone can own a Steam game. There it is. Is it weird to say that I'm actually kind of excited to play it? It looks fucked up, but it kind of looks like it's actually really funny. Like, I don't want to say that I'm like excited in like a set. Listen, I can find boobs anywhere on the internet, but this shows me that this is going to be a good experience. I think this is going to be fantastic, but we'll get there in 2 weeks. For now, we have a story to continue. Sorry to anyone on the YouTube, on the VOD channel, who is watching this and just had to listen to me, break the story so that we could look at the dinosaur with double D's. But, you know what? This is a community channel at the end of the day, so... Alright, let's get back into it. No, I'm not playing it 100%, probably. Yes, Odysseus sat down and was delighted at this welcome. He said, "May Zeus and all his deathless gods reward you with your heart's desire, because you welcomed me so willingly. And you, Emmaus, Emmaus? Emmaus? I'm gonna call him Emmaus. Emmaus answered, one must honor guests and foreigners and strangers, even those much poorer than oneself. Zeus watches over beggars and guests and strangers. What I have to give is small, but I'll give it gladly. Life is like this for slaves. We live in fear when younger men have power over us. My real lord is kept from home by gods. He would have taken care of me and given what kindly owners give to loyal slaves, a house with land, and wife whom many men would want, as recompense for years of labor which gods have blessed and made to prosper. Master would have been good to me if he had stayed here till old age. He must be dead now. Damn Helen and her whole family. So many have died for her sake. Master went to Troy to win back Agamemnon's honor, fighting the Trojans. Then he belted up his tunic and hurried to the pen and chose 2 piglets. Inside he butchered them, singed off the bristles, chopped up the meat, and roasted it on skewers. He set it piping hot before his guest, sprinkling barley on the top. He mixed wine in an ivy bowl as sweet as honey, and then sat down across from him and urged, "Now, guest, eat up. This is a poor slave's meal, a suckling pig. The suitors eat the hogs. Their hearts have no compassion. They ignore the gods who watch and hate such crimes and bless good deeds and justice. Even cutthroat pirates who go to plunder other people's land, seizing the spoils that Zeus granted them, and sail home in a ship full of treasure, even they feel the watchful eyes of the gods. These suitors must have heard some god's voice saying, Odysseus has died, so they refuse to go back to their own homes or to arrange their own suitable marriages. Instead, they sit wasting his wealth on feasts. Every night and day they butcher sheep, not one, but dozens of them, and pour out yet more wine for reckless drinking, those selfish oafs. My lord was very rich. No others on the mainland or back here in Ithaca, nor 20 all combined, possessed as much. We will list all of it. Or I will list all of it. 12 herds of cattle on the mainland, 12 of sheep, and 12 of pig, and 12 of goat. He had to hire more laborers to help us. And out here on the far end of the island, 11 herds of goats are grazing, watched by good men. Every day a herdsman takes whichever goat seems fattest and most healthy up to the palace. I, who watch these pigs, must choose the best for them. Odysseus gratefully wolfed the meat and drank the wine in silence. He was hatching plots to ruin the suitors. After he had had enough to eat, he took the wine cup he had drunk from, filled it again, and gave it to Emmaus, who took it gladly. Then Odysseus said, Friend, who bought you? This rich noble man that you described, who is he? You say he died in the war for Agamemnon's honor. Perhaps I know him, since he must be famous. Zeus and the other gods will be aware that you have seen him and can bring you any news. Or if I have seen him, he traveled widely. But the swineherd said, His wife and son will not trust travelers who claim to bring them news. Tramps always lie to get a meal. They have no cause to tell the truth. All those who pass through Ithaca go to my mistress spinning foolish tales. She welcomes them and questions them while tears stream from her eyes, and rightly so. A wife should mourn for her dead husband. Sir, you also would weave tall tales if you got clothes for it. But in reality, my master's skin has been ripped off his bones by birds of prey and dogs. His life is gone, or he has been eaten at sea by fish. His bones are lying upon the beach, heaped high with sand. His death is ruin for us all, especially me, since I will never have so kind a master, however far I will go. Not even if I go back to the home of my own parents, who gave me birth and brought me up. I wish that I could see them in my native land. But I grieve less for my own family than for Odysseus. I miss him so. I hesitate to call him by his name, stranger. I would prefer to call him brother, even when he's far away, because he loved and cared for me with so much kindness. Odysseus was self-restrained. He said, My friend, you are so adamant, insisting that he will not come back. You have no faith, but this is no tall tale. I swear to you, Odysseus is on his way, and when he is in his home, I will claim... What? And when he is in his own home, then I will claim my prize as messenger. Some better clothes. Till then, I'll take nothing, though I need them. I hate like Hades' gates the man who caves to poverty, and starts to lie. I swear by Zeus, and by the welcome that you gave me, and by the hearth of great Odysseus, where I am going, all this will turn out as I say now. Odysseus will come within this very cycle of the moon. Between the waning and the waxing time, he will come home and pay all those here who disrespect his wife and noble son. You answered him, swineherd Emmaus. Sir, I will not give you this reward, since he will not come home. I don't know why it says you answered him, swineherd Emmaus. Am I swineherd Emmaus? Hello? Relax and drink. Let us think about other things. Do not remind me. My heart is troubled when a person mentions my faithful master. Never mind your oath. I hope he comes, as do Penelope and old Laertes and Telemachus. May it come true. But I cannot forget my grief for that poor boy, my master's son. Thank the gods he grew up like a tree, handsome and strong, as if to match his father when he becomes a man. But somebody or some god ruined his good sense. He went to Pylos seeking news about his father. The suitors lie in wait for when he comes back home, and soon Arcesius' line will be wiped out of Ithaca. No more they may catch him, or he may get away, kept safe by Zeus. Now tell me, sir, the truth about your own adventures. Where are you from? Where do your parents live? Where is your town? On what boat did you sail here? How did sailors bring you to Ithaca? And who were they? I know you didn't reach this land by foot." Odysseus said cunningly, "I will tell you the truth, the whole truth. How I wish we two could sit at ease here in the cottage and have a food and sweet strong wine to last as long as we desired, while all the work was done by others. Even if I talked a whole year, I would not complete the story of everything the gods have made me suffer. Proudly, I say, I come from spacious Crete, the son of wealthy Castor Hylacides, whose son by his main wife were numerous, raised in his house. My mother was a slave, bought as a concubine, and yet my father respected me like all his other sons. The Cretan people held him in high honor, as if he were a god, since he was rich and had noble sons. But fate arrived to take him down to Hades, and then my brother selfishly seized his property and gave only a tiny part to me, with barely a place to live. But I was not a weakling, nor cowardly in fighting. My great skill and talent helped me win a wife who had a decent dowry. All lost now. But you can see in stubble how the grain once grew, though I am crushed by grief. I have the gift of courage from Athena and from Ares. Whenever I chose warriors to ambush our enemies, I never thought of death. I leapt out far in front and ran to catch them and spear them. That was how I was in war. I did not like farm work or housekeeping or raising children. I liked sailing better, and war with spears and arrows, deadly weapons. Others may shudder at such things, but gods made my heart love them. People's preferences are different. Before the Greeks went off to march on Troy, I led my troops and fleet on 9 forays with great success. I had my pick of all the spoils, and got much more than we shared out the winnings. Soon my house grew rich. I was a fine, important man among the Cretans, but far-seeing Zeus arranged the expedition of disaster, which made so many men collapse and fall. The people wanted me to sail to Troy with Idomeneus. We had no choice. Their will was strong, constraining us. We Greeks fought for 9 years, and in the 10th we sacked the town of Priam and sailed home. Some god scattered the Greeks, and I was cursed by Zeus. I stayed just 1 month at home, enjoying my children and my wife and my possessions. Some impulse made me want to sail to Egypt with 9 ships and a godlike crew. I rushed to get the fleet prepared and gathered up the men. I paid for many animals to kill as sacrifices to the gods, and for the men to cook and eat. We feasted 6 days, and on the 7th we embarked and sailed from Crete. A fair north wind was blowing so we could drift on easily, like floating downstream. No one got sick, and all our ships came through undamaged. We sat tight and let the wind and pilot guide us overseas. In 5 days we'd reached the river valley of Egypt. My fleet docked inside the Nile. I told my loyal men to wait and guard the ships while I sent scouts to check around from points of higher ground. But they indulged their own aggressive impulses and started willfully doing damage to the fields of Egypt and enslaved the little children and women and killed the men. The news soon reached the city. People heard the screaming, and right away at dawn they all arrived. The plain was filled with warriors on foot and chariots and gleaming bronze, and Zeus, the Lord of Lightning, caused my men to panic. They dared not keep on fighting. Danger lurked on every side. Then many of my men were killed with sharp bronze spears. The rest were taken as slaves to work for them. I wish I too had died in Egypt, but more pain remained. Zeus put another plan into my mind. I took my helmet off of my head and dropped my shield and sword, and unarmed, I approached the king. Beside his chariot, I grasped his knees and kissed them. He was merciful. He kept me safe and took me home with him, riding his chariot. My eyes were wet. Many Egyptians were enraged with me and tried to kill me with their spears. The king protected me. He feared the wrath of Zeus, the god of strangers, who hates wickedness. I stayed there 7 years and gained great wealth. All the Egyptian people gave me gifts, but in the 8th, an avaricious man came from Phoenicia. He was good at lying, skilled and well practiced at exploiting people. He tricked me into going off with him back to Phoenicia, where he lived. I stayed a year, but the hours and days and months had rolled around again. He made me sail over the seas to Libya, pretending that I would go with him to do some trading. His true plan was to sell me for a profit. I had suspicions, but I climbed on board. The ship sailed out with fair north wind behind her from Crete out into the open sea. But Zeus planned to destroy the crew. On leaving Crete, no other land was visible, but only the sea and sky. Zeus sat a dark blue cloud across our ship and cast a shadow over the sea. He thundered and then hurled a bolt of lightning at the ship. The impact whirled the ship right round and filled her up with sulfur. The men fell overboards and were swept away by waves, like cormorants beside the dark ship. And gods took away their chance of getting home. But in my desperation, Zeus rescued me. He put the sturdy mast into my hands. I clung to it and drifted, propelled by storm winds for 9 days. And on the 10th black night, the rolling waters swept me towards Thesprotia. There the king, named Phaedon, helped me without expecting recompense, because his son had found me all worn out, chilled by the morning air. He took my hand, raised me, and led me to his father's house and dressed me. That was where I heard about Odysseus. The king said he had been a guest there on his journey home. The king showed me the treasure that Odysseus had gathered, gold and bronze and hard-worked iron. The royal stores contained enough to feed his family for 10 more generations. Odysseus, the king said, had gone off to Dodona to ask the holy oak what Zeus intended. He had been too long away from fertile Ithaca. He wondered how best to get home, in some disguise or openly. The king then swore to me, pouring libations, that he had a boat prepared and crew picked out to take him back to his dear homeland. But he sent me first. It happened some Thesprotians were already sailing towards grain-rich Dulichium. The king told them to meet me well and take me to King Acastus, but their hearts preferred to bring me once again to misery. After the ship was out upon the sea, they plotted to enslave me. They stripped off my cloak and tunic and tossed me these rags in which you see me now. And when night fell, they came to Ithaca's bright fields and tied me tightly with rope and left me on the ship, and quickly went ashore to get some dinner. The gods themselves unloosened my bonds. They slipped off easily. I pulled my ragged clothes over my head, slid down the smooth ship's plank, and plunged chest forward into the sea. I swam fast with both arms and quickly got away. I came ashore beside a flowering thicket and huddled there in fear. They stomped around shouting, but in a while they gave up looking and got back on the ship. The gods themselves hid me with ease and brought me to this cottage, a wise man's home, because it is my fate to stay alive. Good morning, Nick. Ammios, you replied, "Poor guest, your tale of woe is very moving, but pointless. I will not believe a word about Odysseus. Why did you stoop to tell those silly lies? I know about my master's homecoming. The gods detest him. They loathe him, since they did not let him die at Troy or in his friends' arms when the war was winding up, so that the Greeks could build up a mound and glorify him and his son in times to come. The robber winds have snatched him. He has no glory now. I am a loner. I live here with the pigs, and do not go to town except when wise Penelope calls me to share some news. The people cluster around her, asking questions, some in sorrow at their absent master, others glad to eat at his expense. I ask no questions, since the Aetolian fooled me with his lies. He came to my house saying he had killed a man in distant parts and run away. I welcomed him. He said that he had seen Odysseus with Idomeneus in Crete, repairing ships that storms had wrecked. He promised that my lord would come in summer or harvest time, made rich by heaps of treasure, his crew complete. A god has brought you here, but do not try to trick me or make nice with lies. I will be kind to you, old man, not for your stories, but in fear of Zeus, the god of strangers, and because I feel pity for you." But sly Odysseus answered, "You are too skeptical. Despite my oath, I see you will not trust me. May the gods of Mount Olympus be our witness that if your master ever comes back home to this house, you will give me clothes to wear and help me to Delicium. I want to go there, but if he does not arrive, and I am wrong, your slaves can drive me over the cliff tops, so no other beggar tries to trick you." But the upright swineherd answered, "Yes, guest, I would be praised enormously among all men now and in times to come if I took you inside and welcomed you and then murdered you. And doing this, with what clean conscience can I pray to Zeus? In any case, listen, it's time for dinner time. My men should come inside so we can cook delicious food." That was their conversation. In came the herdsmen, and they drove the pigs into their usual pens to rest. There rose a mighty din of grunting pigs. The noble swineherd addressed his men. "Bring out the best pig for our guest who comes from distant lands, and let us all enjoy ourselves. We suffer in bitter turmoil for all these white-tusked pigs, while others eat the food we labor for and give us nothing." With a keen bronze axe, he chopped the wood. They brought a fattened pig of 5 years old and put it on the altar. The swineherd's heart was good. He kept in mind the gods. He shaved the bristles off its head and threw them in the fire, and prayed to all the gods that through his ingenuity his master would come home. He stretched up tall and used a piece of oaken firewood to strike. The life departed, and they slit the throat and hanged the hide. They chopped it up. The swineherd made an offering of meat, laid flesh across the fine rich fat, and put it upon the fire with barley grain on top, and sliced the rest and put it on skewers and roasted it with care, then drew the meat off and heaped it high on platters. Next he stood and served it out of 7 equal parts, the first with prayers for Hermes and the nymphs, and then he served the others to the men. He gave Odysseus the piece of honor, cut from the spine. His master was delighted and said, "Emios, may Zeus bless and love you as I do, since you give me such good things." You answered him, swineherd Emios, "Eat, dear guest, enjoy it. Simple though it is. Gods give, gods take away. As is their will, to gods all things are possible." With that he made the sacrifice to the gods, poured a libation from the bright red wine, and gave Odysseus, the city sacker, the cup. At last the swineherd sat to eat. Meselius served the food, that was the slave bought by Emios in his master's absence, with no help from the mistress or Laertes. He traded them from Taphians. They all reached out to take the good things set before them. When they had enough food and drink, Meselius cleared things away. The men were full of bread and meat and wanting sleep. Night fell, a moonless, bitter night. Zeus reigned continually. Wet Zephyr blew his hardest. Odysseus, to test out if Eumaeus was I still don't know how to pronounce his fucking name, was kind enough to take his own cloak off or tell another man to do it, said, "Eumaeus, and you others, all of you, I want to brag a little. I am dizzy under the influence of wine, which makes even the wisest people sing and giggle and dance, and say things best not spoken. Since I have begun this blabbering, here goes. I will be honest. I wish I was young and strong again, as when we planned an ambush under the walls of Troy. The leading men were Menelaus and Odysseus, and I was chosen as the third commander. When we had reached the city wall, we lay in bushes, reeds, and marshes, hiding under our shields. Night fell, harsh and icy cold, then north wind and a sleet like snow, so cold the ice grew on our weapons. All the others had cloaks. They slept in comfort, tucked beneath their shields. But I had foolishly forgotten my cloak and left it, not expecting cold. I carried my shield and shining belt. In the last part of night, as stars were setting, I went near Odysseus and nudged him. You listen to me carefully, I said. Your Majesty Odysseus, great general, I am about to die from this cold weather. I have no cloak. Some spirit tricked me into wearing my tunic only. Now there is no way to fix it. Instantly he thought of this solution, but a strategist and fighter. Very quietly he whispered, Hush now. Do not let any of the others hear you. He propped his head up on his elbow and told them, Listen, friends. I had a dream sent by the gods. We moved too far away from where the ships are. Someone needs to speak to Agamemnon, shepherd of the people, and tell them to send more troops here. At that, Theos, the son of Adrimon, leapt up, took off his purple cloak, and sprinted down toward the ships. I snuggled down in comfort under his cloak till golden dawn shone bright. If only I was young and strong again. Then one of these pig keepers on this farm would give a cloak to me, both from respect and friendship. As it is, they all despise me wearing dirty rags. Emmaus, you replied, "That is a splendid tale, old man. It worked. You will need to get all the clothes and things a poor... You will get all the clothes and things a poor beggar needs. At least for now. But in the morning, you will have to put on your old rags again. We only have one outfit each, no spares. My master's son will give you clothes when he arrives, and help you travel on whenever you desire." With that, he stood and set a bed for him beside the fire, and threw on it some skins of sheep and goat. Odysseus lay down. Emmaus tucked him in a big, thick cloak, his extra one, for really bitter weather. Odysseus went to sleep. The young men slept beside him, but the swineherd did not like to sleep so distant from the pigs. He started to leave. Odysseus was glad the slave took care of his absent master's things. Emmaus slung his sharp sword belt across his well-toned back and wrapped around himself his wind-proof cloak and fine big furry goat skin. He took a sharpened knife to ward away humans or dogs and went off to sleep out where the pigs with silver tusks were sleeping. A hanging rock protected them from the wind. End of Book 14. We got through another chapter, everyone. Well done. All right, that is the Odyssey, book 14. I believe there's 23 books in the Odyssey. 24. So we are over the halfway mark. Let's see. How many books in the Odyssey? All right, 24 books. So we are now over halfway. Well, wait. What's half of 24? 12? So we're well over halfway. We did it. We're so learned. I'm so learned. My brain is so big and pulsing and huge. It hurts. Odyssey? Odie do be seeing, though. He do be seeing. Odyssey is spelled in the title, dum-dum. It's Odyssey. Come on! Why does Odysseus tell so many lies? That's rhetorical. You know, why does he tell lies all the time? I know that's what he's good at. Like, I know that he's good at spinning a tale and a lie and a yarn and whatnot. But like, man, does that guy just love to just like yap about fake shit, huh? He just loves to say shit. He's like, oh yeah, I'm an old man and I was there and Odysseus was really cool and very nice to me. What a cool guy. What a cool, sweet guy. It's like, all right, Odysseus. I think you might be self-congratulating there a little bit too much. Hold on, I'm gonna grab. I think I might have an extra controller we can use for Legend of Dragoon. I'm gonna go look for it real fast. What, dude? What? Bro's got shit to say. Alright, hold on. I have a controller. It's technically not mine. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Excuse me. Shit. Ah, fuck. This one won't work because it's not a USB. Damn it. My buddy who was over at my old place left his GameCube controller, and we've been waiting for him to come take it back. I thought maybe we could use it, but unfortunately, GameCube is not USB. It is, well, frankly, its own weird fucking plug. It's like round. Why aren't they making PCs with a GameCube port? What are we doing? What are we freaking doing anymore, man? What's the point? All right. With that option nil and bleed, I could try connecting this other controller, this wireless controller. It hasn't worked before on the other one, but maybe it'll work on this computer. I don't actually think I've tried it with this one yet. So who knows, maybe it'll connect. It would be nice to just have a controller, because it's a game made to be played with a controller, but worst case scenario, it doesn't work. It's not that big a deal. Like, WASD's fine, not gonna kill me. Grabbing some batteries, let's see if we can get this bad boy to work. Anyone got any cool weekend plans? Any cool weekend plans in chat? Anyone doing anything interesting? Or are you all boring like me? Actually, I'm not that boring because I've got D&D. D&D is cool. Everyone likes it. I'm gonna play Cyberpunk. Hold on, I gotta kill Flat Cal. There we go. He's dead now. I killed him. I murdered him once again. Every Friday, I have to rebirth and then re-murder PNG Cal. It's really unfortunate. I don't want to do it to him, but like, what else am I gonna do? You know, there can't be two Cals. It's just not. It's not appropriate. It's not. We can't do that. All right, let me see if I can get this to connect. So Bluetooth on add device, and then Xbox controller. Let's see if it'll do it. Come on. Come on. I got hiking and lake kayaking plans if the weather is good. Ooh. Ooh, that sounds nice. That sounds real nice. Connect, you bitch. No, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it's just like a Bluetooth device of any kind. Like maybe it'll connect. Oh, yes. Wait, hold on. It sees it. Okay. Okay, it's connected. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Hold on. Oh, shit. Wait, I think that works. I haven't used this controller in years. Let's see if it works in the emulation. I mean, the real hardware game that I love on my real hardware. Also, I think the music's still playing, isn't it? Hold on. Shut up, you motherfucker. I no longer have time for you, baby boo. What are you doing here? Oh, sweet boy. Sweet baby cheese. Oh my goodness, what is he doing? What are you doing here, Mr. Man? Shedding is what he's doing. Look how much hair that just came off there. Like you can, bro is purring up a storm. What, man? Hello, little mans. What can I do for you? Oh my goodness gracious! You gotta get in the camera. Come on, come here. Yes. Bro is purring up a storm. Listen to that. Can't get him to go to the microphone. All right, buddy. What are we doing? What are we doing? Ugh, what are we doing? Hmm? What are we doing?